Hello everyone, my name is Hasty Swampert and I am back to do week 5 of the Universal Pokemon Association. For this week our opponent is Survive 9 of the Colorado Avalanches, or it's just the Colorado Avalanche. I think it's plural, I assume that it's plural, but if you look at his team, he has an Infernape, he has a Jolteon, Donphan, Golbat, Liepard, Dusknoir, Manaphy, Mega Glalie, Mew, Hoopa Unbound, Vileplume, and he free agency'd Ursaring, but I think he still uses Mawile. But I don't expect him to bring either one of those mons to the match. But that's for what we're going to talk about right now, and that is the team. So, I don't have any setup sweepers in particular, but right off the bat, I knew when looking at his team, he has like no switch-ins to Victini. Mainly with this coverage and a Life Orb, you are good to go with Victini, which is what's really cool. Because the best which can switch in is Donphan, but I think Donphan can still take a nice amount from V-Create. But then there's Zen Headbutt for the Golbat, Bolt Strikes for Manaphy, and U-Turn can hit Hoopa Unbound hard, and it can also just be used for switching out. So that's Victini, and I went for full attack, full speed, Adamant Nature for as much power as possible, and I've calced Manaphy, and Manaphy Scald won't even OHKO, so that's cool. That's the first thing on the team. Next up is Jamie the Roserade, who is pretty much back to do the same thing that he was doing for week 2, and he's going to be doing his Sleep Powder, Giga Drain, and Spike stacking thing. And it's a form of hazards on his team. Nothing's really immune to spikes, which is great. The only thing which is immune is Golbat, but a Golbat that's just one Pokemon, that's it. It's only Golbat. I could bring Stealth Rocks, but Swampert's my only Stealth Rock setter, and I didn't want to bring him. I feel like a few things would. I don't think he would have made a proper fit on the team. So, that's Jamie the Roserade. They're level 100, okay. So next up is Choice Scarf Hitmonlee with a Jolly Nature, full speed, full attack. Now, I have close combat because I didn't want high jump kick, because it can miss, and if it misses, there's recoil, and having recoil really stinks. So that's why I'm going with close combat. And its physical defense is garbage in the first place, so it really works out. And knockoff is in case he wants to go into his Dusknoir, which could be immune to close combat. And then I have Earthquake, which could be used for Infernape and Jolteon. Originally this was Rapid Spin, but I've replaced that which I will mention in a second. Double Kick's the weird move, but Double Kick is there for his Liepard, which odds are it's Focus Sashed, and Limber is so that I don't get paralyzed from Prankster Thunderwave. So really, it acts as a weird way of dealing with Liepard. He may not see it coming, because odds are you run either Reckless or Unburden. Limber is very useless for most of the part, but it's very niche in this match, so that's why. It mainly acts as an answer to Liepard, and it can also revenge kill anything faster. The Jolly Nature's there for his Hoopa Unbound, so I could be able to win no matter what, if it's Scarfed or not. And Close Combat has a chance to one-shot it without any residual damage from before. So that's Lemon hit. Now, Led Zeppelin. You may think it's baton passing, but it really isn't. It's a utility Drifblim. It's double status and defog. So I wanted to do double status so that I can Will-O-Wisp some of his threatening mons like Hoopa if he's running physical. Thunderwave is for his faster Pokemon like Infernape and what else? I can't think off the top of my head. I'm very tired at the moment, so yeah, you're gonna have to cooperate with me. Now, and then knockoff is really there for utility also. It's also just in case Golbat wants to go in. I can Will-O-Wisp Golbat and then knock off its Eviolite. And Defog is to remove the hazards, even though he is weak to rocks. I think it would be better to have, now that someone else pointed it out, it's better to have Defog and Unburden. Well, Unburden's there in case the leftovers get knocked off, but I'd rather have Defog and not be scarfed into Rapid Spin, where I could be potentially spin blocked. And he has no Defiant or Competitive, which is great. Now, next up is Kaboom, who acts as someone who takes a hit and fires a hit off back, and it also has Sucker Punch for any faster Pokemon like Jolteon. It's not going to do a lot to Infernape, but I also have Crunch for the Mew, Poison Jab. Wait, does he have Mew? Yeah, he does. Okay, I was gonna say, if he doesn't have Mew, then I screwed up part of my thing. And Explosion's the last move, just in case he has, like, I want to get rid of something like Infernape or Jolteon, or anything frail in particular. I could do either a ton of damage, or I could one-shot him. So, that's cool. If you just... Yeah, I could... And Glalie going to be a bit of a problem, but I have something for Glalie myself, which is Anakin. Okay, last member of the team. Originally, I was going to go for a regular... Not regular, but I was going to go for a very gimmicky set. I was going to go with a Fear Keldeo with Focus Sash, Endeavor, and Aqua Jet. But I felt like it was a do or die situation, and I feel like it's better if it just had Taunt and Hydro Pump and Scald and Secret Sword, so it can just attack. So pretty much that's the whole team. I will see you all when the battle begins. Alright, let's do this. Let me just find my team first. Oh my goodness. Alright, where is my team? This is a mess. Okay, this is the team. Let's go. Now, let me just copy and paste this link. Oh, he did not bring the Hoopa. That's very interesting. Okay, so I think the safest play could be to lead with... I don't want to lead with Zucchini. I could lead a few things right here. I could lead with Hitmonlee predicting the Liepard, or I could lead with... I don't want to lead with Drifblim, even though Drifblim wouldn't be a terrible choice. Alright. This is a really tough decision. I'm going to lead with Anakin. He might lead with the Glalie. He leads with the Liepard, so that's okay. What I am going to do, I'm just going to stay in and take the Fake Out. If he switches out, that's fine, but I'm expecting him to go for Fake Out. He doesn't go for Fake Out, he goes into his Mew. That is perfectly fine. I end up critting it. That might be specially defensive, I'm guessing. So what I am going to do is I might want to taunt the Mew, but it could go for a Psychic. I could predict the Psychic and go into Skuntank. I'll do that. Oh, he U-turns out. Okay. He can do that if he wants. So, he could switch. I don't know what he could switch into. He could probably bring out the Donphan. If that's the case, then he brings in the Donphan. That's okay, I should say. I don't have too many switch-ins to it. I don't want to take an Earthquake though, so I could go into Driftblim and go for a Will-O-Wisp. That could be interesting, but he might actually he might go for Stone Edge, predicting that. So in a scenario like that, I can just go into Donphan. He has a Defogger, so I need to get rid of Mew before I could get my hazards up. So I'm going to go into Driftblim. If he goes for Earthquake, that is perfectly fine, but he goes for the knockoff, which sucks. But he's probably not expecting the Willow. If I can land it, that would be great. Oh, nope. He synchronizes. Alright, that's a bummer. What I'm going to do here then is I'm just going to knock off his item. And he goes for the Roost. So what I can already tell right here is I don't know what he's going to do here. I'm just going to let him take me out. But do I want him to really take me out, or no? He has knockoff and U-turn. And he has knockoff. No, he doesn't have knockoff. That's the Donphan. There's really no other way of preserving Driftblim, unfortunately. So, yeah. I'm gonna predict a switch. Nope, I didn't. I missed anyway. Yeah, that's a bummer. But I am able to switch in. What could I switch in against this thing? I could switch in Keldeo, which I am going to do right now. And I'm going to go for a Scald, predicting the switch. Or should I just go for Hydro Pump? I'm going to go for Hydro Pump. He goes into the Mew, and I miss my Hydro Pump, which is a real bummer. Again. So, I'm going to go into my Skuntank. Or do I want to go into Skuntank? Or he might actually double out here, but I don't want to overpredict, because overpredicting really is like one of the reasons why I screw myself over. I'm gonna taunt him, see what he does. He has Psyshock, so that's good to reveal. What I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna go into Victini. He U-turns out again, that is fine. And he's going back into Liepard. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to go into Hitmonlee. And I am immune. And I'm going to go for a double kick. He's probably not expecting that. Just have to wait for him. He could go out into whatever, but I don't think his yeah, he brings in the Vileplume, and I reveal double kick, which that really stinks. So I'm gonna go back out into... Yeah, I have to admit, Survive did a good play right there. I'm going to point that out. I'm going to go out into my Roserade. Not enough kicks. Vileplume doesn't run. I don't think it gets Psychic, as far as I know, so I don't know why it would threaten my Roserade. Alright, sweet. I'm gonna go for the extra sensory. But wait, that actually might be... that might be, Focus Sashed. Believe it or not. But no, he's not sashed. But there's no item clause, so I'm gonna go for the... I'm gonna go for the Sleep Powder. That's great. Now, I can just go for the Giga Drain. You know, I'm gonna go for an extra sensory. I don't want to point out that I'm glad that that landed, but yeah. That's one threat out of the way. And he's bringing in his... He's bringing in Glalie. Can I put this thing... Nope, he has Ice Shard. That is... Okay. So... He has no switch-ins to V-Create. But what if it's... I'm afraid that it's a faster... Yeah, I'm gonna go into... Well, really, I could just... I have no clue what I want to go into. I could go into Victini. I shouldn't have calced whether... I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to go into Keldeo, and I'm going to force him out. I'm going to go for a Secret Sword. Even though that's obvious, I'm just going to... I'm going to just Secret Sword it anyway. He looks like a hiker in a way. After that, I think that should be enough to KO. No, it is not. I am not happy about that, but I'm gonna go for a Hydro Pump anyway. No, it's still not enough. That's really not that great. Alright, I'm gonna go into Hitmonlee. He can bring anything out at this point. He brings in Donphan. I don't like that. I have no free switch-ins. Do I need Skuntank? I don't need Skuntank. You know what? That was a dumb play now that I think about it. Ugh. I shouldn't be doing this when I'm like half awake. Booey. Okay, we can do this, Hitmonlee. Do your best. That did nothing. Oh, he put me to sleep. Oh, no, he didn't do that. Alright, you know what? We're going back out. He Leech Seeds me. Oh, I am mad about that. I shouldn't be doing this when I'm, like, half awake. That's one of the rules. Never play freaking Pokemon when you're half awake. I can't believe I just did that. I don't even know what I'm thinking. Oh, God. Yep, I lost again. I'm gonna just rush the rest of this because I need to get to sleep. It's because I sacked off Skuntank way too early. That's why I lost. Can I not do a battle this late again? Because it's like 10 something already. Like, can I not?